God, just when I want to start my show, she calls me. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal on the mic right now. Make sure I'm live. Think I am. Okay, yes, I'm on. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Back on the air. Had a busy day yesterday. Y'all don't pay me for this shit, so don't get mad that I wasn't on. See, the NFL players are talking on CNN. A lot of bullshit going on in the country, ladies and gentlemen, but a lot of money still to be made every single day. Don't get distracted. See, a lot of times they want to distract you right now, man. You got to focus on the money. There's a lot of things going on. Everybody's getting turned up with emotions and all that stuff, and everybody who's intelligent, who's in power, is focused on the money. You know, all the regular people are just caught up in the rat race and the emotion of everything, man. I'm not saying what they're doing isn't right. Do what you got to do, but keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Sal, man. Shout out to all the people coming into the chat room. Denzel Bird, Lionheart, Q DeMayo, Trevor, Felix Sapini, Cool Cats, Ant Land, Relative 9696, Hollywood Studios. Yes, indeed, man. You said turn up the volume a little bit more. You sure it's my volume or your volume? Probably your volume, sir. All right. Yes, indeed. Let me go ahead and get the music off and let's get things popping. Get things popping. My volume is low. You sure it's my volume? I don't want to go sonar on y'all and have it loud as hell. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, shout out to all the people who are riding CHK with me. Shout out to all the people who are riding CHK with me. We had a little bit of a scare yesterday when oil pulled back to 51 or crude. But we're back over 52 now. So another great day. Here's the CHK chart. We're just sitting on the gains, man. Just keep it riding. Keep it riding higher. Love where CHK is. Yes, we're getting hot. I agree we're getting hot. Looking at the weekly chart, still sitting very, very nicely on the weekly chart. All right, as you can see here, I'm loving it, folks. I got the $5. Gosh, I can't remember the date of my call, though. I know it's 2018. I know it's definitely not this year. I'm sitting on this long term. All right, I'm sitting on this long term. Even if we have a pullback within the next day or week or so, I'm sitting on this long term. I know it's either March or April. I don't know. Can't remember right now. I'm going to pull up my account here in just a minute. All right. Yes, indeed. So let me pull up Equity Feed. Shout out to Equity Feed. Get 2 weeks free. EquityFeed.com. No credit card required. They are a sponsor of the show. And we had a lot of hot tickers on today. I got a great ticker. I wish I could tell you about it today, but I'm going to hold off on it. Some great news for this company. Hiring a turnaround maverick on the OTC side. I mean, this guy's literally turned companies that were nothing into some of the most amazing vehicles of investor, profit that the market has ever seen. And this is an OTC company he just took over. I'm not going to talk about that today. Okay, check your emails, not tomorrow, but probably the day after. Probably the day after, either Friday morning or Monday morning. We'll see. Javier Bowen. Who else is in here? Zach Sweet, what's up? Let's take a look at Zach Sweet's ticker real quick. And again, call in line make sure, am I up on the call-in line? Yes, so 305-600-2896. You guys already know what the line number is. Most of you already should know what the line number is already. All right, let me get that down here a little bit so y'all can see that. There we go. There it is. That's the call-in line, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at some of these tickers here. BVTK on the daily chart. Let's spread it back up a little bit on the chart. All right, BVTK looking pretty good. You guys remember as we watched it develop day in and day out, and that pullback was really, really strong, man. That pullback was really strong here. But, you know, you got the long-legged doji with, you know, showing an opportunity as a possible change in direction. And sure enough, it did change direction, folks. It's going back up the higher, the other way. Got those higher lows going the right way on BVTK. Again, I don't know what the story is now. I know we had Ken call up a couple times and tell us a little bit about what was going on with the stock, but BVTK, you know, it's turned into something very, very different now. What was exciting about it was the whole merger, but the merger's already taken place. So now, what's the story going higher? You're going to have to let me know on that. I do not know. WTI, appreciate it, ATL Trader. How's everything been going? WTI, another very volatile oil play. This is one of those things that, you know, we saw it on Monday, but again, it's just one of those things where I just feel like I've missed the boat. You know what I mean? I missed the boat. You know, if I wanted to get into this, it should have been possibly the September 10th, September 11th. I marked it on my chart. I marked the breakout, the 238 breakout, and I didn't jump. I just did not jump. You know, here it is right here. I thought this would be the breakout, and sure enough, that was it. You know, you had to pull back after the day of commitment. All right, above that level. That was another opportunity for you to get in, and sure enough, I mean, this is where it's going now. So, incredible change of direction there, coming from the low 190s to now $3.44 a share. Incredible gains for that company, and everybody who's part of that stock. I gotta give them a chance for that. Yeah, incredible. Go to my website right up there on the screen, freestockpicks.org. freestockpicks.org. Said Gevo's making a move. Gevo, the renewable fuels company. Here's the thing about Gevo. Gevo will make a move if crude goes higher, because you guys remember Gevo, they basically make kind of like what the OTC company does. That company called Plastic to Oil. I think their ticker is PTOI. Very similar business. Gevo is the you know, I would say the behemoth version of PTOI, which is basically they take junk plastic parts and they, you know, clean it up, burn it up, whatever they do, liquefy it, all that, and turn it into a renewable fuel. And the only way it works is if, you know, the only way the business works if crude goes higher. Crude becomes expensive to where Gevo's alternative fuel becomes a valuable alternative. You see what I'm saying? So yes, we should start to see a move in Gevo. You know, you should start to see a move in Gevo as long as, again, crude starts getting higher, because that's when you'll probably start to see some deals happening with Gevo, as, you know, maybe lower end transportation services companies start to struggle with higher fuel prices. And you got to remember, what got them to that level was that Alaska Airlines deal not a while ago. A while ago. All right. MARA. MARA, Marathon Patent Group. Not bad. Waste management, disposal. I don't know why I always thought Mara was a biotech player, or I got it confused with something else. What's going on, EBAN? IZEA. IZEA. 598 social media. Yeah, IZEA is pulling back. That one was way overextended. This was the social media company. This is the company that came out and said that they had some kind of contract with somebody or whatever. It just went to, went nuts. That one's coming all the way back. I got the 533. I'm thinking maybe I'll double up at 533 on the way back down. Because this is coming down hard. I mean, this is coming all the way back down to the 2s, more than likely. But 533 is where I'm thinking I'm going to double up, going back, down to the 2s on this one. As long as volume continues to stay pretty high up there, which is where it is right now. First red day on the stock. So, yeah, IZEA. Also, another one that's coming down, too, for the shorters out there is ITUS. ITUS is on watch for me. You had some shares open up today on Interactive Brokers. Those were snatched up really quickly. I think you'll see a little more availability tomorrow as ITUS becomes either a great squeeze opportunity or they're going to double up and just it's really going to sell off tomorrow. Possibly, I'm talking, again, another double-digit day in ITUS. But watch out for the squeeze on that because they know you're short. They know you're short. Yeah, ITUS, same thing for IZEA too. I mean, that's the one where I feel, and that's why I got it marked there on IZEA. I'm not putting any more on this until we get below that 533, and we really start to test that gap below that body of that first gap up day. What's going on, Joe Silva? Yes, but you're right, Bose. That is a very low float, though. That is a very low float. BVTK CEO Tom Mtsl, because of him becoming CEO, there's multiple opportunities for government implementing their security and cybersecurity products. Speaking of security, did you guys see the news DTII came out with today? Speaking of security, DTII is another one I want you to watch. I think it could be testing highs pretty soon on DTII. Interesting news came out today that the company is going to be, was that today or was it yesterday? I can't remember, but that company is going to be, testing its product, its defense products. I'll be watching that if I were you. Another stock I would be watching if I were you, CDII. This was a former New York stock, no, NASDAQ company. They changed their name, still in the name, but they hit it pretty well. China Direct International. China Direct International, CDII. And again, this is a stock I've been watching here. Been watching, again, the sell-off from the pump earlier in the year. The selling it seems to be done here. The selling seems to be done. We're watching, a few bags that need to be unloaded, but for the most part, somebody is slowly buying it higher. Somebody's slowly buying it higher. I think it's a really nice buy for somebody in the triples. You had the opportunity today. That got, scratched up pretty nicely today on that. But when you look at the daily or even the weekly, you're seeing somebody coming in here and buying these low prices. All right, somebody's coming in here and buying these low prices. I think you might move higher. If you're willing to wait 60, 120 days, I think you might find yourself at 0030, 0050, possibly CDII. But again, continue to follow the news and as the company comes out. But again, I have another ticker I'll bring to you guys later in the week that, very, very impressive news, and you're going to watch. But CDII is on watch as well. I'd keep that on watch. All right. And I'm watching this very, very closely. All right. So what else was on the radar, guys? Anybody got any crazy gains today against CHK? My Amazon, not my Amazon, my Apple call that I put in the Discord, man, insane gains on this Apple call, man. I told you guys on the Apple call, oversold Apple. No-brainer, a no-brainer call on oversold Apple. You know, I played the March 150 call, and then I played the 125 April put as downside protection. That one I'm keeping long term. It's going against me. The put is going against me. I don't care. But the call is going in the right direction. I'll probably sell out tomorrow because I think even on this Apple move, this could possibly be a bull trap on Apple. But right now, I'm just enjoying the gains as we go higher on Apple. But that was a common sense play. Cool Cats to say you're holding a little DTII. Yeah, I would definitely be doing that. All right, because I know everybody's talking about a lot of other things, but that North Korea situation is still out there. ADXS, stock went oversold. Stock went oversold. Nice move. Dip buy opportunity there. Finally happened today. ADXS. What, you know, we watched it for 2 days here. What was the name of the company that fell off its ass from $21 a share? And we watched it on Friday, and it never was able to bounce. We were looking for the 295 open. It failed 295, and everybody kind of forgot about it. Do you remember? I watched it on Monday. We didn't see anything, and I've kind of forgotten about it and moved on. I don't feel like going downstairs to grab my notebook. VSAR, thank you for that. VSAR was that ticker. And, yeah, VSAR still today, again, watching it, you know, in the morning, and we're still not getting it. But VSAR, you know, we're going to get the bounce eventually. We're going to get the bounce eventually. But obviously, there's still selling that has to take place here. There's still some aggressive selling that has to take place here on VSAR. You know, but that move is coming. I want to let you guys know that move is coming. Any technical trader will tell you that move is coming. You know, but just got to stay patient on it. Here's VSAR on the daily chart. Google up 19 bucks. Yeah, I mean, that's Google for you. You know, Google was another one that I would have loaded up on calls on if it was, you know, cheap. But insane volatility has those options priced at levels that are just, you know, just crazy, man. Just crazy. I mean, you pull up 5 contracts and you're at $30,000, you know. Exxon, AXON. That's $6.99. All right, so there you go. There you go, right there on AXON. Now, this happened yesterday. Let's see if this doubles up tomorrow and continues to go higher, up 66% today. And another beautifully oversold, falling from the 22s down to single digits. Got a lot of upside here. Again, not trying to be greedy. Not trying to be greedy, but I would, you know, maybe you can get $8.50 in this one. We're at $7 now, basically. Where are we at after hours on this? Well, probably not much of, but, you know, not even being greedy. But can we get $7.50? Can we get $8.50 on AXON before a possible pullback? All right, from the smart money who got in at that bottom. Who knows? We saw another OTC real quick. MGTI got out of that as we didn't see volume, you know, continue to stay high. Today you had a squeeze on that. You had a squeeze on MGTI. I want to post my gains, but somebody reported me on Twitter for calling somebody a coon. So I'm in Twitter jail until Friday evening, so I can't even post anything on Twitter. So you got these guys who are long MGTI, like, hey man, we squeezed you, right? Where you running to now? You know, but and I can't respond. It's pissing me off because I'm already out the shit. But MGTI up 15% on nothing. So this is going to be coming down tomorrow. Who's going to be there to buy 285, 284 MGTI on no news? I don't know. I don't know. So still waiting on MGTI to break these 242 support. All right, wasn't even really in it like that. So was looking for the 242. We didn't get it because I'm hoping it breaks down. It was going to break a little lower, but you know, we haven't gotten there yet. And until we break that 240s, I'm not touching this thing. All right, it is a scam, but we got to get it. We got to get the market to realize it's a scam. VSAR $3 at least, yeah. You know, but again, the selling has to. You know, it has to end. But yes, no doubt, VSAR $3. That's a gimme. I mean, that's a gimme. We're at 243 right now, $3. That's a gimme. We just pulled up the AXON, showed you what that's doing. So if you're just somebody who doesn't even like to, you know, you don't have the time to watch it, then and you're willing to go in early and let it go against you a little bit, you might, you know, just go ahead and jump in now. But again, I like to see at least the sellers out. I don't even mind being a day late, like we have now in AXON, where even if you're a day late in the stock, I think tomorrow you still have a good day. You still have a good day. If anything, that puts it on the map for more buying tomorrow. But let's get some confirmation. BW. Yeah, BW, you know, you got some profit taken here, man. You know, BW was another one of those stocks we watched here, oversold. As I told you guys, I wasn't getting greedy, looking at the 254s. We got, you know, from 185. From 185, I was looking for 284, 254. We got the 254, and I was out. I marked this topper because I thought maybe we could go to fives, but looks like that's not going to happen. Stock sold off today as the swing traders looking for the exit here. Not bad, BW. WRFX, WorldFlix, OTC stock. It kind of reminds me of that other ticker. I think it's MMEG. WorldFlix, you know, 0014. 0014. You know, this is a stock that's kind of frustrating because he really didn't get an opportunity to you know, really get those lower cost shares in the stock. It didn't have too much of a history prior to that, so I'm a little with this run here and how long it's going to last. But nice play, up 50% today. Again, I don't know on how much buying. No, you're gonna have to do the research on that. I'm not seeing anything. All right. How to make millions torrent. It's out there, bro. It's out there. Believe that. APGN. APGN 13%. APGN. Got an ugly looking daily chart, but let's see. Weekly's setting up pretty. The weekly's looking pretty nice. Like how that weekly's looking for you, but I don't know. I'll figure out how much time you have left here. 33-cent stock. You know, you're at a delist risk. Look like you've been under $1 for some time. So you know, do your research on that one. Groupon, GRPN, right? What was group? Is it GPRN? I think it's GPRN, right? Or GRPN. What's the ticker for Groupon? Okay, yeah, it is GRPN. Okay. All right. Up 3% today. Damn, Groupon's been having that good of a summer? Shit. Look at that Groupon tear from the beginning of summer. Again, one of these stocks I don't really follow. I mean, so many stocks under $10. you know, you can only follow so many. And GRPN tearing it up since June, bro. Tearing it up since June, man. It's a beautiful looking chart for the summer. Nice play on Groupon. Liquid options too, I think. Pretty liquid on the option side too. Not bad. Groupon looking real nice here. What are we looking at here? All right. All right, Groupon working its way higher. 480s. We got the 480s. They're at 491 now. All right, not bad on Groupon. Setting in right. Yeah. Said coon is another word for the N-word. Okay. I don't know about that one, but hold on, make sure I got. Yeah, let me see what else you guys are looking at here too, though. TXHD. TXHD. OTC play 0005. You're getting me in kind of early on TXHD, man. You're getting me in kind of early, which isn't wrong. I mean, that's where you want to get in at, right? Let me know what the float is on that one. That's a buy and hold. Check the paperwork, but yeah, I mean, this is, you know, let's just make sure it's not diluted to shit, because sometimes you get these triples and they're diluted to shit where they can't move. There's so many shares out there. AXN is hot. Let me see. Did I bring up? I think I brought up AXN, didn't I? Oh no, I don't think so. AXN. Yeah, this is a gap down. We saw the move on Monday on AXN. You know, nice 2-day run here. You let me know if this can keep going. That's you know, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for. Can this get going? This wasn't a very liquid stock to begin with. You know, shareholders bailed on the news and dip buyers came in. But again, these are dip buyers who are looking to, you know, turn a quick profit. So they're not going to be in it for very long either. They're not going to be in it for very long either. I mean, 3.45 million shares traded. These people aren't going to hold the company, hold the shares of this company for, you know, a turnaround. They're going to ride it higher, possibly to the gap. And at 22.23, they're out the door. TXHD float 1.3 billion, 1.6 billion. Somebody said that's actually not too bad for that price. That's actually not too bad for that price. I mean, at those triples, you're picking up a couple million at a time. So a $1.6 billion float isn't that bad. In fact, if you look at a stock like DTII, you know, that's got a couple billion on that float. So a TXHD, now that I think about it, let me see what the float is on DTII anyway. I know it's got to be a couple billion. No, it's saying 189 million? No, that can't be right. Saying 189 million on the float. I'm not sure on that. Joe says he likes Mara for tomorrow. Okay. ACHN. Let's take a look at ACHN. You know, we were so excited about gold. We were so excited about gold. And, you know, now we're having trouble holding on. You know, we couldn't hold on to 1,300 an ounce, man. Now we're at 1286. We just couldn't hold on, man. We could not hold on. I mean, gold is just becoming one of those commodities. You just, how long can you continue to you know, feel like it's going to happen. You know, it's like one of those players like your favorite team drafts, and if they have a shitty rookie year, you're like, okay, you know, it's this rookie year. Then second year, it's like, okay, he didn't do that great, but, you know, he did better than his rookie year. And in the third year, fourth year, you're just like, okay, now I just don't think this is going to work out. And that's kind of how I feel like gold is. It's just, you know, you don't know if it's ever going to reach the potential you've been sold on. You know, ACHN does look nice, though. I like ACHN. I'll give you that there, man. ACHN does look very healthy. Does look pretty healthy. Nice candlestick with today. Still just above 50 on the RSI. Solid volume today. That's a nice candlestick for today's move. Let's see how that goes higher tomorrow. I'm not sure what the news is, but it does look nice. It does look nice. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's going on, Jeff. I mean, that's, you know, but it's hard to follow Warren Buffett's, you know, analogies. That whole buy when everybody else doesn't want to buy. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. I got some VIX calls here that I'm losing my ass on. Now, here's the thing. I know the VIX is going to be up one day. I know one day we're going to have a bull market. You know what I mean? But that shit is hard to watch money that you have locked up in something that ain't making that ain't making anything. You know? That shit is hard, man. Yeah. Sitting in some VIX calls right now that ain't doing shit. But I know that's what, you know, a lot of smart money does, and you know, if you want to really win and, you know, make that life-changing money, I know you have to, you know, go a little out there. You know, you got to be willing to go a little out there. You know, but shit. You should sell some verticals. Okay. GAHC. GAHC. You know, got some JNUG all the way up there. Some March JNUG. Global Arena Holdings, GAHC. At a penny a share. Solid volume, man. Where's all this volume coming from? 9.3 million shares traded in GAHC. That's quite a bit of volume. Only moved at 5%, so the float's got to be pretty large there. But yeah, almost 9 million shares of this penny stock being traded here. And again, you got a 5% move. Not bad, but bring more money in, I guess. Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, at the end of the day, it's patience. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just patience. Because, again, you know, I look back to, you know, during the crash. I mean, go back and look at the price of gold during the crash. Go back and look at the price of the VIX. Go back and look at the price of some of these junior miners and you know, a lot of these other commodity-based plays that were, you know, putting up numbers that were just insane. From, you know, at that time, because everybody was hedging and you know, moving into value-added commodities, you know, for safety, because they didn't know what the hell was going on, you know. Obviously, the people who were doing that, you know, they were also buying, you know, a lot of these other stocks that were, you know, falling on their ass too. Yeah, we talked MGTI. PWDY. Said you make 2G selling verticals alone. Well, I know a lot of guys have become millionaires selling the VIX. So on this Trump rally. A lot of guys have become millionaires selling puts on the VIX. And I tried it for a couple of days last week, and it does work. I mean, it does, get you some good money. As popularity of that has gone up, the cost of those options are a lot higher than what I saw guys paying for when they started doing the strategy. Obviously, the VIX now just below 10. The thing about volatility that eventually snaps back, and I would just hate to be loaded up on some puts and you have that day that triggers it all, because it's going to be that day you load up. It's going to be that day you load up. The market hands it to you. You know what I'm saying? Up your ass deep. What's going on, Stock God? Q-Tech. ARLZ. Let's take a look at ARLZ. Arlz Pharmaceuticals. Beautiful chart. Looks like since just after the beginning of August. Beautiful looking chart here, man. That weekly must be beautiful as well. Wow, look at that. ARLZ. That's the weekly chart for you. Man, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful looking weekly chart here. Man, you're not getting crazy volume. I mean, it's averaging only 900,000 shares traded. $2 a share. Let me know what the story is. Who brought that up? Jeff there? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me know what the story is there. Obviously, traders liking whatever's going on here. It looks like the stock was oversold for quite a bit. Very bearish short term. Last, what is that? It's about 8 months or so. All right. Actually, let's go out to a year. And again, very bearish. Looks like you had some 12s up there. All right. Stock sold off very aggressively now. And working its way higher here, at least in the short term. At least in the short term. Yeah, we caught this earlier. Now, I mean, we're looking like we're padding people's gains if we to jump in now. Back to the daily chart. Now you're looking like you're padding somebody's gains. You're setting yourself up to be a bag holder now. I'm waiting for the pullback on this one if I was interested in it. You know what I mean? You're looking like a bag holder now. But shout out to the people who are already in it. I'm taking profits. I'm taking profits if you're in there at that $1 launch pad that it was on there. I mean, that literally was $1 where it started everything. That's a beautiful support level too. What's going on, Tony Johnson? 845, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, just tuned into your show, Sal. How are you? It's Ken.
Hey, doing good. What's going on?
What an exciting day today! My God, I mean, everything caught on fire in the penny market. Even that BVTK really broke out.
Yeah, you brought it up yesterday. You brought it up on Monday,
right?
And we saw it gap up higher. I was a little nervous about that, but yesterday you were able to stay above the gap. You came in at a little bit on the lows, but again, you had buyers come in and buy those lows up, and nice day today, up 13%.
Yeah, and decent volume on that. I mean, you saw there was news out on that around 11:30 or 12 today regarding getting themselves to finally be current. That was what I interpreted it as. There's more news that has to come regarding that.
Well, that's a huge. I mean, that'd be a huge, upside catalyst to that. You got a lot of brokers who won't allow you to even trade,
right?
Stocks that are not current on filing. So that would be a huge move for BVTK to go current.
Yeah, it just shows you like a company. They have $11 billion in the float. Doesn't matter. It can move.
Yeah.
which is good. Remember the SNMM, Sam, Nancy, Mary, Nancy? It looked like it was going to tank today. It got down to 4.7, the 60-day moving average, and bang! This is the one that's going to have the catalyst on Monday regarding their donut shop that's opening up on Monday next week.
Yeah. So okay. So what is it? Is it a bakery? I mean, what exactly do they do?
I know there's some of it's part of some donuts, and I think there's also a marijuana component as well, which is pretty funny.
One of those play. We do donuts, we do marijuana, we do coal, and we do.
Yeah, we do it all.
Fuck out here.
But at least the thing moves, though. It didn't take much volume for it to go. It looked like another crummy day when it was down to 4.7 around 11 in the morning, and 10 million shares come in, and the thing's at 6.4 at the close, which is encouraging.
Yeah. I mean, nice move for that. SNMN going higher. I mean, this is why I love penny stocks. I mean, look at this. I mean, you had an opportunity here back in the summer. Again, if you were willing to watch the stock on the weeklies, again, thank you ATL Trader for really introducing me to that. I wasn't really paying attention to weekly charts, but you can go back to the weekly charts, and if you were paying attention, you saw people accumulating the stock, and if you were willing and daring enough to take even a small position, a $100, $200 position is now turned into $700, $800.
Wow.
Over the course of the summer, and that's a decent return for a stock that's honestly a piece of shit.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. One more, one more. Remember, the AMFV. That's the one that African Emporium loves. He just lets it's his long terms set it and ride. It looks like it's trying to break out again. 23.4 is the old 52-week high that was set back in July, and the chart looks great.
Yeah,
volume. I wish there was better volume. But
The volume is a little scary, but as you know, they're not selling, and I think that's all that matters. And let's see if it can hold that, man. Let's see. It's a very awkward chart right now where you still have a lot of downside risk. So I just want to see a little bit more commitment in that. But so far, I mean, it is holding very nicely.
Yeah. And the last one, the ONCI news came out around 2:22 this afternoon on ONCI. That was they're going to reduce the float by 1.4 billion. It gaps to 1.79, and then it couldn't really hold it. So I don't know about that one. I mean, it's had a big gain already.
I saw that news. I think you're going to have to play this a little bit on the a little bit long term on that one, but. Can the stock stay long enough until then? Because if you read the letter they put out, it wasn't going to be really reflected. I think they said till December. So, you're going to have to play long ball on that one. So, yes, they're going to reduce the float, but not anytime soon. So, can we hold for another 2 months, at these levels? Of course, I can't tell you.
Right, and just general market. Have you already spoken about it today on the video? I don't want to hold the show up, but in terms of Trump talks today about the tax plan, and bang, everything is flying, especially the Russell 2000.
Well, that's what we're going to play on now. I mean, they know how to talk to keep the shorters on their heels, man. They know exactly how to talk, how to the language to speak. You got to understand that many of the people who are in the position to create our policy are bankers or investment gurus and all that stuff. So they know what to say to get, the brokers and the banks excited. And this is definitely not an opportunity to be shorting anything right now going into this tax talk, because if there is even a slight possibility that this can get approved, which now I don't think they have all the votes, but if they can, I mean, we're talking possibly down 30,000 if they can get this, because you're talking about just more and more companies that already basically don't pay enough taxes, paying even fewer taxes, and now we're talking about huge earnings, announcements next go around.
Yeah, it's exciting times.
Yeah.
Good time to be a trader. All right, I gotta go to bed. Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, huge upside for a lot of companies. Huge upside for a lot of companies if they're going to be allowed to, not have to pay some of the insane, not even insane, some of the honestly already low taxes that many of these companies pay. All right? APVO. Aptevo Therapeutics. Aptevo Therapeutics. APVO. And also, I wanted to let you guys know the wild, wild west of the 2000s, the 99 2000s, where there was no PDT rule. I think that's coming back. I honestly think that's coming back. I've been seeing a few more articles out there. A lot of other, smart investors talking about it. I think we're going to get, it's not this year, but I think either next year, sometime next year, I think people are going to seriously have that conversation about the PDT rule. That's how greedy some of these people are out here. But I'm not saying that in a bad way, because, I think the PDT rule harms everybody, but I think it's all about greed and commissions, because they're getting killed right now. The brokers are. So look for some congressmen to start putting that in their mouths. All right. Let me get some tickers from you guys. Chat room just going quiet. Everybody's just watching. CLUB. Town Sports International Holdings. Town Sports International Holdings. Wow, that's a nice looking chart, man. What's going on here? Let me answer this real quick. You let me know what's going on here. That's a really nice looking chart, though. Answer this call. 862, you're on the air. What's up?
Yeah, hi. I saw your chat was dead. It says it's not connected to YouTube.
You said my chat is not connected to YouTube?
Yeah, is it working now?
Let me get that. Okay, all right. Yeah, I see where you are. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that fixed. There it is.
Yeah, you said it was dead, so I figured I'd call you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You got a ticker for us while you're on the line?
A fan now. Calling, just watching tonight.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, thanks.
Yes, indeed. 862. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I got that taken care of. Yeah, sometimes I'm not. Stocks Unlimited Test Live. Okay. NECA. But yeah, let me know what's going on there, man. That's looking like a very nice buy and hold, bro. NECA, North American Energy. I'm seeing some hemp running lately. What's going on with some of these marijuana plays running? 410, you're on the air. What's up? 410, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, this is John.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
Tony John.
John. All right, John. What you got for us?
No, Tony John.
Oh, Tony John. Okay, Tony John. What tickers you got for us?
I bought the club that you just looked at.
Okay.
The CLUB. I bought in at $3.95. I bought in at $3.50, and I sold. I took like 20% when it hit $3.95, around $4.
Okay.
And then I bought back in, and now I'm thinking about selling out around Friday. Now I didn't even think it would get this. I thought it stopped at like $5, but it kept running.
Yeah, relatively low volume, but yet the stock's been going in the right direction. What's got people buying and holding more shares here? What's been the story that's been driving the stock higher since you bought it?
They had a low PE when I first bought it, but since then they have bought a lot of gems. So their thing is they buy gems. They the biggest, I think, besides not a franchise gem, that's a own gem.
Okay.
And since I bought it in, I think I bought it in like March. When I first bought it around March, April, they bought like 20 more gems since then.
Okay.
And they own them in New York. New York, they probably got like 110 gems in New York City.
Wow. You said in New York City alone?
Yeah, they got a bunch of gems. They got like 13 in DC, like maybe 9 in Boston.
Okay.
Like
Now, are these like boutique gyms, or these are, I mean, Planet Fitness, like, you know, 2,000, I mean, what, 5, 7, well, anyway, 10 to 15,000 square feet gyms?
They like, yeah, the big gyms, like Gold's Gym, stuff like that, like not no boutique gyms.
Okay. Wow.
I think they might have bought a couple of, like, I don't know, boot camp type gyms that, you know, that had some kind of deep following. But, you know, they'd have went into debt, man. I don't know. I've been thinking about letting it go, but I don't know. It just ran up. I thought it was going to stop at like 5 something.
Yeah.
And then earnings came out. Just before earnings came out, they bought like another 7 gyms.
Okay.
And then earnings came out. They beat earnings. Then it ran again. It ran like 6. So I was like, well, it's going to push to 7. Then like 2 weeks ago, like ran like 10% 2 days.
Yeah.
Like a week ago. Last week it ran 10% 2 days.
Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad, man.
I got one ticker for you.
Go ahead.
CETX. Let me make sure that's right. No, CTEK. Sorry about that.
CTEK. CTEK.
Yeah, I just got onto it today.
All right. Very low volume. What do you see in it here? I got the last, I got pretty much 2017 spread out here. I don't know. I'm not liking that chart, but what do you see in it?
I just started checking it out today, doing a little homework on it today, so I can't. I just didn't know if anybody in the room or anybody ran past it. You know, I was just checking. I don't know. It looked like it might come out. It's, you know, what's that, consolidating, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It might run like once a year run. So this might be the run for this year, and it comes back down. It seems like it runs. Like I checked the 5 year, like it seems like once a year has these runs.
Yeah.
And then it consolidates like now, then it runs again.
Well, I would definitely love to see more volume and you know, have a lot more people need to be really interested in it. I think, you know, but again, it looks like you've hit some home runs, especially with that club play and low volume stocks. So maybe this is your thing. So I really appreciate it, though, man. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate it, Lee.
Yes, indeed, man. Yeah, that may be his thing, bro. I mean, if you see something and it works for you, again, only 12,000 shares traded of a $3 stock. What is that? So I mean, just under $40,000 traded today in that stock. I mean, that's, you know, I don't know. Somebody talked about if MJ's looking to come back up. I don't know, but I saw that move in hemp a couple of days ago. We didn't really bring it up too much, but saw the move in hemp. Here's OTC hemp selling off. You know, I think you still got some bag holders in there that need to come to their senses. So that's coming a lot lower. But hemp, boy, this a stock that had, you know, a lot better days not too long ago. A lot better days not too long ago. A lot of them are doing really bad right now. Again, one of the best for volatility, MCOA, Marijuana Company of America. I saw that have a green day, but again, you know, that's fooled people before. I think you probably go lower, but it's one that I'm watching. Marijuana Company of America. You know, so you got quite a few of the ones that really used to run hard that are, you know, selling off here. Another one, OWCP. If you guys remember, OWCP owned the beginning of this year. This is the move from, you know, literally from 0020s to $3. OWCP, you know, back holders working their way out that stock. So quite a few plays. So you're not playing OTC unless you get a new scanner. A lot more volume coming in DCIX. DCIX is the shipping play. Am I correct? Yes. DCIX shipping stock. Man, this one is beat to death. Looks like dries not too long ago. Reverse split, but the split didn't work out. Didn't work out for this stock. Nice move today. Again, you know, this is another situation where you just greatly oversold. Very similar to Dries. I mean, but Dries, you know, if you guys remember, when it got to those lows, all of a sudden it started doing some funny things. It started doing some funny things, but it never became what it used to be just because so many people had gotten burned on Dries. DCIX, nice move, up 36% today. You let me know what the possibility is. I mean, this is another day where, look at that shadow. I mean, that shadow was at $2 was the high today. I mean, $2. Look at the 5-minute on that. All right, so here you have DCIX with the morning push. And again, I'm not touching that, bro. I'm not touching that. That squeeze is insane, man. And I'm actually surprised it didn't keep going because, you know, who would have thought that you probably didn't have more volume to cover up there? Who would have thought that you wouldn't have more volume to cover up there? But that's a squeeze from hell, man. That's a squeeze from hell. I mean, because you can literally, again, looking at the chart, you can just literally seeing guys covering for their lives. I mean, the stock is literally gapping up intraday. How the fuck do you gap up intraday? It's because you're short thousands of shares and you're not even, you know, putting in a limit order to cover. You're just, give me the best fucking price I can get. And that price is higher than what you're short for. That's how you gap up intraday. You know, because you had to cover 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 shares, and you needed to do it ASAP for anything that was out there. That's scary. I mean, that's the only reason. And obviously, if you went long, if you were a sucker and went long, you got greedy at those twos, and you fell on your ass real quick. I mean, you fell on your ass real quick if you got greedy on that one. Yeah. That's a dangerous move to play, man. But there was opportunities for profit. I mean, that's a 5-minute chart. So, obviously, there was opportunities to profit in DCIX. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I think tomorrow you have what we talk about here, those MOO orders or market on open orders that got to be filled. I think you get another nice little gap tomorrow. But again, who's going to be up there to buy those? Who's going to be up there to buy those? RTNB. RTNB, this is one of Africa Emporium's stocks. The volume has basically disappeared in RTNB. If you guys remember, it had an incredible week about a week and a half ago, RTNB. But, you know, it's pretty much dried up. The volume is pretty much dried up now, RTNB. So I don't even want to hear anything about this stock until we reach those 193s. We're at 146 right now. Okay, 146 right now. Your downside risk, what is that? 61 cents. So a little bit too much downside for me right now. TGGI OTC play on this one. Yeah, the stock sold off. If you remember when we pulled it up on Monday, our concern was that you know, buyers weren't going to hold for very much longer, especially the people who were sitting in it at 0001. And sure enough, you know, volume came in today, and you know the 0001 wanted to sell. I mean, they're up 400%. You know, it makes sense for them. Yeah, UMAX is another one. UMAX we talked about on Monday because what's his name again? Sheepwolf. Sheepwolf, the guy on UMAX who pumped UMAX, in my opinion, he's probably out the stock. He's probably out the stock. Let me pull it up here. I keep pulling up the German version. UMAX OTC. All right, he's probably out the stock. Let me zoom in on here because, again, it's beat to death. Here was the move on Monday. You had the Tuesday dump, and then now you have a dip buy and UMAX. But again, this is not on any news last I checked. This is not on any news last I checked. So you let me know what's keeping this up and why people see this as an opportunity to retest the high when there's no news out. When there's no news out. Said DCIX was halted 3 times today as well. Did not know that. Yeah, appreciate that, Andrew. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay consistent, man. I'm gonna try and stay consistent. But you guys know I'm back in school now for my master's. I'm going to online, and man, they give you a lot of fucking paperwork, bro. Shit, these little online schools, man. We want you to write a paper for everything. Write a paper for this. Write a paper for that. Shit. Never got this many paper. You don't get that many papers in real brick and mortar schools. BYOC. I'm going to start buying my fucking papers. That's what I'm going to do. Hire them guys on, what do you call it? Freelancer.com to write my papers. BYOC, Beyond Command. What is that? Beyond Command? Or Beyond Communication? Something like that. OTC stock up 42%. Up 42%. Ooh, nice move from what was that? 0015. Nice liquidity too. Well, decent liquidity. I'd like to see more than that, but decent liquidity on that. Up 42%. Well, no, it's not even a lot of pages. It's just a lot of small ones. A lot of like 2-page, 500 words. You know what I mean? 500 words. 500-word essay on human resources, and it'll be like stupid-ass questions. You know, that just are retarded. But I know they just want to, you know, show that you're doing the work and stuff. So I sat on the paper until too late yesterday, and I just couldn't do the show. I had to, you know, because they all wanted by midnight, and I'm like, ah, fuck. But I'm not lying. I'm going to start hiring some guys from India to write that shit, man. MNOV. MNOV. Why is she calling me? I keep telling I'm live right now. MNOV 658 up 3%. Yes, Ken called in. Ken called in. MNOV up 6%. I'm not seeing it, man. Somebody give me a stock that's like oversold that we haven't pulled up that's going to make us some money this week, man. Y'all, you guys are pulling up a lot of tickers that aren't way too much downside risk. Somebody give us some tickers, kind of like we had a killer week last week where we had guys giving us tickers that were at the beginning of a run, man. We need that. We need some of that right now. Y'all giving me tickers that are up 50%, 60%. In a week, week and a half. Look at this stock. This stock's up, you know, what is that? Almost 70% since the beginning of the month. Can't do nothing with that, man. You're going to make me a bag holder, bro. Let me pull up FinViz, man. You have to make me do this myself. Yeah, nothing's running after hours, but even the futures are down. The small caps are doing pretty well. The Russell 2000 anyway. Last 2 days have been solid for the Russell. FIT, all right, what's Fitbit's doing? Again, man, that's too hot, bro. It's a breakout. Hold on. Where are we at? Probably a little too high on that line, but let's go a little lower in it. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're doing now. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now I see that fit why it makes sense. I see what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, but now I'm wishing I had got in at those lows. Because now we're you know, we're where it needs to be at. So now we're looking to possibly be taking profits, man. When I look at the chart, I see where you're going with it. But now I'm wishing I was over here. OPGN. OPGN. Yeah, we pulled this up earlier. OPGN. That's a nice story. The only thing about it is that, man, it's been below $1 since May of last year. I think you're possibly getting delisted here, man. Find the news and see whether or not they got an extension recently, like within the last month or so. But you've been under $1 for a year in OPGN. So you're either a bankruptcy risk or you're a delist risk. So find where that is and then get back to me on that one. IPCI. IPCI. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right, nice. All right, daily chart. Got a little bit of a doji with a nice little body on it, but we're still far away from the gap. All right, wouldn't mind it being in it at the beginning of the week, but you know it is what it is. You are where you are, up 6% today. Not too far up, not too not as far down as you want to be, but IPCI at $1.11. The volume you'd like to see a little bit more of, but it looks like it's been better than usual. Again, what's the story there? I'd watch it, but low volume. SPI. The thing about SPI is that they came out and said that they're listing some other shares on SPI. They came out and said that they're listing some other shares. Why should you keep? People don't understand, man. SPI. Yeah, I mean they said something that they were listing some other shares somewhere else. The stock you told me, that's the FDA's second meeting. Poker Pro, what stock are you talking about? OMNT. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. OMNT. Man, God, this volume sucks. God, I love the chart, but the volume blows, dude. 182,000 shares. That's a beautiful looking chart. Why can't we get more people engaged? Beautiful chart, but shit. I love charts like that. Let's go. SIGO. Yeah, you gotta have me. Now you got me up there. SIGO. You're just waiting for me to take a big L on that one. When I see a chart like this, you're just asking for it, man. Again, up the ass, long and strong, bro. Up the ass, long and strong. That's I'm gonna let that one go. Let me see. MSMY. MSMY OTC play. Mick Endeavors. Never heard of this company before, man. Never heard of this company. Don't know what's going on here. You let me know. Never heard of it, but it looks like it's got some volume. Something's been going on here the last couple of weeks. Don't know anything about it. What's going on, Stock Z? Yeah, African Emporium. What's up? We talked I think we talked VSAR. VSLR. I don't know about that one you're talking about. Vivint. Man, it's so crazy. Vivint Solar. Are you still looking at VSAR, Africa Emporium? VSAR is one of the ones we pulled up earlier. I had confused, but VSLR is renewable, but renewables were they had a good June. I don't know what happened. I mean, since June, It had a really good June. I'm not sure what happened there. DXTR. Let's look at DXTR real quick. Dexterra Surgical, DXTR, 27 cents. Old boy Peach said you're getting your bachelor's in animation, where as long as you're not going to one of those, you know, private schools where they're making you pay like 60 cray a year, you'll be fine. DXTR. Nice move on that one. Well, actually, hold on here. We marked that 41 cent because obviously that's where, you know, the fill is, but I don't know, man. Here's another stock that's beat to death that can't create any kind of real momentum, you know, going higher. Can't really compete any. And look, I understand like today's, you know, we just had a lot of stocks that had news or something like that. But we, you know, unless you were playing natural gas or you were playing one of the crude plays, there wasn't any real, you know, one to ride. I mean, a lot of intraday plays today, and then that was pretty much it. I mean, you know they'll be down tomorrow. But unless you were in, you know, WTI, CHK, and many of the other, Exxon, and many of the other ones, where was the moves at? And maybe some oversold. ADXS, I think we pulled this up earlier today too. Yeah, this is another one we pulled this up today too, earlier in the show. ADXS sold off. Again, beautiful dip buy opportunity. Again, you know, today was the day. It looks like today was the day. I mean, but this is a very bullish candlestick. I mean, you know, it just overwhelms the previous day's sell-off to a point where you're actually literally in Monday's body. You're halfway above Monday's candlestick, or certainly middle of the body of Monday's candlestick. So that's very, very bullish. You know, it's what they call an engulfing signal. You know, where buying is so strong it engulfs the previous day's action. So that'd be one to watch tomorrow. It's not, you know, $4 stock, so you're gonna have to, you know, again, not the cheapest in the world because I know you love cheap. All right, so you can really load up, but you're going to have to go heavy, unfortunately, in ADXS. But, you know, if you can get another day like today, if you can get another 50-cent day, then it, you know, even a small position could make it worth it. And yeah, we talked about this one too. This is the one that just didn't have, you know, again, you feel like you kind of missed the move here. Today was your day in that one. I think there's not too much upside after this. I mean, you're literally right above the gap. AXON, yeah, AXON not cheap though, not cheap as you said. You know, we loved what it did today, but again, not a cheap stock. But you know, as I said, you don't even have to get greedy on this one. But $7.50, even $8, very much a possibility here if the bulls stay in control. If the bulls stay in control. DXTR for a squeeze. Steven, I like your idea on DXTR for the squeeze, but my problem is that, you know, what is there, you know, what's short here though? I mean, what was there to really short, you know, since May to squeeze? You see what I'm saying? If you look at a squeeze that was DCIX, for example, you know, if you look at DCIX, there were some, you know, reverse splits. There were some, you know, a lot of action that it made sense for what happened today. You know, there was a lot of action here coming into today's move. There was some splits in here. There was some, you know, there was a lot of meat on this bone. You know what I mean? At $1.50, $1.60, coming into what happened today. You know, but I don't see it in DXTR. But again, I'm not saying a one-day pop can't happen. What's going on, Dennis? Cali girl, what's up? AVGR. So if you're looking for a squeeze, if you're looking for a good squeeze play, then yeah, you're looking for a possible, you know, a stock that's sold off, but you're still pretty close to some meat, you know, that was on the stock to generate those shorters being in there. You know, so I would look for a stock that's sold off really aggressively. Like we talked about ITUS. ITUS can be that in the next couple of days. You know, ITUS could definitely be one of these stocks that if shorters aren't careful, they can get squeezed in. HMNY. HMNY is another one of those plays that if shorters aren't careful, they could find their way, you know, covering for a loss. So stocks that are up big, coming down, and shorters are comfortable. Shorters are comfortable. GNCA. Damn. Shit. What happened here? GNCA, what happened here, man? Damn.
You lose.
I mean, from $5? GNCA from $5? Yeah, man, that's a horrible. But watch that, man. I'm going to put that on my watch list again. I'm not a big fan of going long for no reason but an oversold catalyst. You know, because I just think they're just so much easier. Let's make sure the selling is done, though. Down 4% today. So watch GNCA, though. Probably tomorrow. Probably maybe as soon as tomorrow. But again, we had some other ones that we pulled up here. VSAR. And and another ticker we pulled up. You know, AXON. Michael Big, GVO. Yeah, we pulled up GVO. What happened to TGGI? People taking profits, man. You got a lot of 000. You got a lot of 000 in there. Again, just to pull up the ticker for people who didn't see it. You know, you got a lot of 000 in there. And look. You know, you've had months of sitting at these 000. You know, you go back to 2016, you got some 000 in here, man. So you got a lot of people that gotta, you know, either commit and go long, or they're gonna sell for those profits. They've been sitting on 001s for months. Now the stock is up. You got to as high as 0012, so they were up over 1,000%, and now their $200 investment, you know, is a couple thousand. Yeah, they're gonna take profits. They're gonna shit on you. You know. So it's just going through what, you know, a lot of those 000 stocks have to kind of go through, eventually work their way out. I mean, you can pull up, you know, anything. Is even a ticker like AMLH. You know, AMLH. Again, if you go back to this history, this was a 0001 stock for a very long time. Now, not saying that it can't work its way out, because as you can see, it very well did. But you just got to get buyers to be committed, to stay long, and if they're willing to ride, you can definitely work your way higher. You know, but you got to get those early entrants. You got to get them out of there. You know, you got to get them out of there. And it takes time, man. And AMLH, by the way, is looking like something to go long eventually, too. But I don't know what the float is now, because if you remember, when I was shitting on AMLH, you know, they were giving away some shares for some prices that just weren't cool. So a lot of dilution there. I don't know how much is out there now. Well, KGJI burned us because, remember, we were all in love with KGJI, but we found out that they were cooking the books. Remember, they came out and said that their accounting was all fucked up and whatever. But we were really excited about it because this was a company that was generating $2 billion a year in profit on paper, but had a PE ratio that was below 1. And then come to find out, the financials were all fraud. You know, but somehow they were able to continue to maintain trading. Then we looked up your BMXC, didn't we? All right, so a couple more before we get up out of here. Yeah, again, we got, you know, we got some tickers you can go long on. We got some tickers you can go long on. You know, and again, just sticking to a time-tested strategy, you know, of buying oversold tickers. Shout out to everybody who went in with that Apple oversold situation on those Apple calls. Oh my God, I love it when option goes your way. Looking real good on those Apple calls. Yoga works. YOGA 288, down 8% on Yoga. This looks like the listing is a gem as well. Looks like this ticker just went public last month in August, and now falling on its ass from the 5s, man. Damn. Shit. This thing was just $5 at the when it went public, man. What happened? Kind of looks like Blue Apron. You know, this is for the shorters, man. You know, I know they are loving every day in this stock, man. But again, this is another one too. When we talk about possible squeezes, but again, they got to come out with some real game-changing news, because the float, I mean, the volume isn't crazy, but I wouldn't doubt if you look up let me see here. I'm going to pull it up myself. Let's see what percentage of the float is short on this one, because I'm curious myself. I bet you got people loaded up on this one. Nah, it's not giving me short interest on it. It's not giving me the short interest on it, but I wouldn't doubt that they're in there. And I wouldn't doubt that they're in there. And that's probably a pretty low float stock too. I mean, the fact that 116,000 shares were traded and it fell 8%. Yeah, Blue Apron. Let's take a look at Blue Apron, man, because Blue Apron came out 2 days, Monday. There was an analyst that came out on Monday and said Blue Apron was a buy. Not because of Blue Apron itself. He felt that the industry was going to turn around and Blue Apron could possibly benefit from that. That was Monday. You can read there if you could just Google that, and that's out there. So Blue Apron, I don't know if there's much downside now, man. I think, you know, can you have a Groupon kind of situation? We just pulled up the Groupon thing where you know a stock went bearish and now could finally pull up. I'm looking to see if it can test that 624, which is, I believe, that's next. I think that's next for the stock, man. But as you can see here, I mean, the stock hit lows of 551. I think it's a no-go under 550. It's definitely a no-go under 550 on Blue Apron. But, you know, you had buyers commit to above the 550. Now you're at 580 on Blue Apron. So I'm you know, trying to figure out where it's going now. But it's an either-or thing. And that wick is telling, because there's still selling pressure, but at the same time, buyers want those lows as if they believe something is coming. ORIG. Damn. Now, here's the thing about ORIG, because ORIG, that reverse split, you're going to have to go back, but it was insane, man. That ORIG reverse split. If you guys remember, ORIG was like a 10-cent stock at one time. ORIG was one of those stocks we used to, you know, say, hey, can it go from 10 to 13? You know what I'm saying? Because you can end up with a shitload of money if it would do something like that. But now at $24 a share, ORIG, you know, looks expensive. You know, I don't know what those filings look like now. I figure ORIG is the same shitty company it was at 10 cents a share that it is now at $24. You know, reverse split over 1,000 a share. Well, that was just where. Okay, that's probably just where the math adds up now after you add it all together. But I don't remember what was the price when it after the split. I don't know what that open price was. This was the 20th, so I figure it was either here or here, one of those 2 days. But that gap down to the 8, was that 800? No way, man. No way. No way they let that thing open up at 800 and gap down like that. You know how much those brokers would be on the hook for? To let you short from 800 to 24? Man, they would close you out so fucking fast, bro. But that reminds me of that one Bitcoin stock that trades on OTC markets. Was that GBTC? What's going on, Penny Hat? Man, it's been a while, bro. Where you been at, Penny Hat Stocks? I didn't think you were promoting anymore. I felt like the last of the Mohicans. REXX. Oil and gas, 275. Up 17%. Yeah, I finally caught up with REXX. I'm looking for a similar move to happen in ZNN. ZNN's got to catch up too. ZNN has been one of these oil and gas stocks that has incredible volatility, and we just haven't seen the move yet. The volume will show up if the stock moves. A lot of stock, you can't promise it, but the volume will show up if the stock moves. You know, but at the same time, people say, well, won't volume create the news? But, you know, I think this is one of those places where somebody in the chat room just like, ZN, and then everybody jumps on. Quite a few places like that. Somebody brought up in the chat room HUSA. That's another one, too. A lot of volatility. Volume can show up again when it wants to. Those are two oil plays right there that can really, really move. But they haven't moved even with oil being over $50. All right, I don't know why we're having a delay here on those stocks, because those are two very, very small oil drillers, you know, where $52 a gallon, $53 a gallon oil makes a big difference for their bottom line. Big difference for their bottom line. Does HUSA still look good? It still looks good. I mean, but, you know, I think you got some support there. You got some support there in HUSA. I think that move is coming. It's ready for some news too on HUSA. I think the last news that came out, I think it was like a month ago or so. But it's definitely overdue for some news. The company's on Twitter too. You can hit them up, and they're pretty good responding. Yeah. You said you're back in December 2017. Where you been at? Like what you been doing to keep yourself busy? Like you doing something else, or not to be nosy or anything, but I am being nosy. Because I know promoters kind of take breaks and stuff like that. I mean, I've taken breaks before because sometimes you got to refresh your list. Sometimes you got to start a new list and get new fresh traders who want something different, or because you want to do something different. ARGS, 17 cents a share. All right, got some support here. ARGS, no story, no gain or loss today, but you had 2 million shares traded. ARGS, this is a stock that we talked about here before, but man, looks like it just hasn't done much on ARGS. No, we've definitely talked about this stock before. That float must be pretty large. Thank you, Africa Emporium, for that, for the list. Thank you for that list. Press like on this video, everyone. And of course, join us in our Discord room. As always, join us in our Discord room. Please share, my videos with your friends as well in your Discord rooms. The more heads we get in here, the better things get, because that's kind of how this works, right? Instead of being on your computer or your laptop doing it by yourself, this show is, a collection of minds where we can go through 50, 100 tickers in a span of an hour and a half, something that you probably couldn't do by yourself, or many traders couldn't do by themselves, because, you're flipping through some other shit and you're doing other things. And, so this is an opportunity for you to kind of blow through a lot of tickers real fast. And it helps with us having as many people as we possibly can watching and participating. All right, I'll be back on my next my old channel next month. So by this time next month, I'll already be back on the American Investor Show channel. Many of you are already subscribed to that channel, and so it will just be picking up where we left off, and be back on that one. I'm gonna have some shirts and do some shit like that. Mr. Lloyd's always like, oh, you should give away prizes and shit. Like, okay, I don't get paid to give away no fucking prizes, but I might get into doing all that crap. All right. Good show today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, still got some great, tickers to put out where we're watching. We thought this is going to be the beginning of the end, but now we got the federal government doing what they do best, is propping up this cheap-ass paper with all this tax talk. And here we have the markets, again, given a shot of steroids in the arm to keep this overbought market going. And, just way too much cheap paper. We need a wake-up call. America needs a wake-up call. We need a bear market. It's due. Almost 10 years. Almost 10 years from a bear market, bro. We've had almost 10 years of bullish momentum. This is ridiculous. Let me put up the SPY. This is crazy, man. Put up the monthly chart. Look at that shit, man. Look at this. Look at this. This is how the stock market, again, from when this was created. This is 94 to 2008. This is how the stock market is supposed to look. 1994 to 2008. Bull, bear. Bull, bear. That's how a market is supposed to act. What the fuck is this? This is ridiculous. I mean, do people really honestly think we're not supposed to pay amends for this? Like there's not going to be any payback for that shit? You know what I'm saying? Look, I know I'm always, want to shit on these gains and all that stuff, but I'm telling you right now, we're going to have to pay for those. We're going to have to pay for that. And I just want you guys to be ready. That's all I'm saying, man. I just want you guys to be ready. You know, and I want the privilege of saying I told you so when I can, you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, when I can come back and edit this shit out and say, hey, see what I told you? Because you know it's coming. Yeah. Y'all better be ready, man. Y'all can buy some of these puts now for pennies, bro. You can buy some of these puts now from pennies. I told you guys I'm keeping that Apple 124. The Apple 124, if I can go even further than that, I'll go. I mean, I'm looking at Apple 100 is probably insane, but I think Apple 110, 120, I think is doable. You know, SPY 1, you know, SPY, what is that? SPY 144s is possible. Maybe some 210s, 220s, very possible. You know, again, you're going into the future with all of this. Yeah, some people are already going into cash. All right. But again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Another great episode. I'll be back again tomorrow. Yes, I will be on tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow for Thursday. Okay, we got a caller here. Looks like 202 Africa Emporium. I think that's you, right?
Yeah, what's going on, Brother Sal?
Hey.
Uncle Johnson there, to the family, to everybody in the chat room, to the traders out there, to the educators and the learners. Real quick, on the way out the door, because I know you want to get out of here, because you do so much for us. On the way out, just check out that Bitcoin chart real fast to kind of get excited about just maybe retracing about to go down. And just kind of keep that in mind, guys. I know we've kind of been eating up, you know, Bitcoin with all this news in China and Russia and CEO Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, and all this stuff. But we had a nice big push there in Bitcoin, guys. So, you know, I know it hit some bottoms and people kind of hesitant and scared to pull that trigger when it hit down there $2,900. And imagine if you bought in at $2,900 and you on that nice, you know, retracement, literally less than 1 month. You know, so, you know, I'm kind of, you know, learning the Bitcoin, the blockchain market daily, but I know that here's another opportunity where we can be rebellious against this fiat currency and really, really get some good gains. And a lot of people are starting to be interested in Bitcoin. It's growing. You know, you can't stop it. You know, I mean, we here. It's revolution and evolution all in one. So just really keep that in mind, guys. Check out the blockchain. Get with guys like Bo Bosch and many others, Callie Robb and other guys that's really heavy in this stuff, and learn a little bit about it. Don't just, you know, leave yourself undiversified when it comes to other opportunities in terms of currencies and be it Forex or whatever. But Bitcoin is here, guys. I think we really got to go on and bow down and let it kind of come into the market some way or the other.
There it is, man.
That's what you do, man. And just keep up the good work, Sal. Keep up the good work for everybody in this back chat, and let's keep going, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sal.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to Africa Emporium, always in the Discord room, you know, bringing profits to the table for all the traders in there. I'm grateful for him in there and his participation, and all of you guys who participate in the Discord room. And shout out to Tyson Batts. I've been hearing his presentations are still, you know, kicking ass on Saturdays, getting better with been better, but you know, just kicking ass on Saturdays on his charts. LTC USD, which is the Litecoin, you know, man, this is you know, Bitcoin period, man. It's just so scary, but yet so profitable, man. So scary yet so profitable. You know, I think with the China situation, you know, I don't know what this is going to end up becoming, but it's either going to be, you know, an incredible buying opportunity that we're going to look back on and say that we missed it, or, you know, I'm in Litecoin. I'm actually, you know, down a little bit. I'm at $57. So it's just below where I need to be, but I have no doubt it's going to come, you know, eventually. Of course, I'm hoping this you know, China situation straightens itself out, though. But Bitcoin, incredible opportunity, man. We got guys coming on CNBC talking about Bitcoin 10,000, Bitcoin 100,000. You know, so there's opportunity there, folks. I don't see no reason for somebody to just drop in if you got it. I mean, if you got it, you know, $200, $300 and just see what happens, man. I mean, it's just, you know, just see what happens. You know, you ain't got to really, you know, obviously investing is about leverage. So the more money you can put up, the better, but, or excuse me, about scale rather. But if you got it, just see what it can do for you. 601, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sal? It's John from Florida.
Hey, John, what's up?
Yeah, just real quick before you shut down the show. The two tickets I called you about last time. The first one being CEMP. I don't know if you noticed, but it got as high as, what was that? Got as high as 350 today. And like I was saying before, the news that was coming out about the FDA approval. Well, it's not actually an FDA approval, but what they're going to do is they're going to merge what they announced this back in August with a company called Malenta. And Malenta has has a drug coming down the pipeline that's in phase 3. I think it's called something fluoxetine. It's some type of antibiotic. And one of the things that it treats and helps to get rid of is MRSA, which if you work in the medical field, you know what that is. It's a huge problem. It's a staph that gets in patients' skins. And
yeah, it's like sores and shit right there, right? And they can almost like cut off your arms and legs and shit, right? Because it spreads, right?
Yeah, if it's not treated, that's exactly right. And even just normal people may have it up their nose. But basically, that they have one of the things that drug treats that Malenta's coming out is MRSA, which is a huge problem. I mean, they have antibiotics that help treat it, but even with antibiotics, sometimes it can make it worse. So keep that on your watch list, that CEMP, because I think they said that the merge is going to be done Q4. So also that one, and one more before I get off. Also, which I'm sure you probably saw that one today. PES, we talked about their resistance at 250 yesterday. It actually got up to 260 today. So it looks like it's kind of broke through that resistance. And I wouldn't be surprised. If we saw a little pullback, because with these plays and these stocks in this sector, in the oil sector, we've seen that they go up, then they have maybe a few red days, and they keep going on up.
Can I get that ticker one more time, John?
PES.
PES, yeah.
Yeah, PES. Yeah. We talked about that 250 resistance, so it broke that 250 resistance, is up to 260 now. Yeah. So I think that one will, along with the oil sector, I'm thinking the oil sector is just going to keep going up, and PS is going to ride it.
Yeah.
Along with SN had a red day today, but I think that one will continue up. But mainly looking at PES.
Yeah, PES is the one.
Yeah, it broke that through that 250, so I don't see a whole lot of resistance after that. It's some resistance in there, but not a whole lot. Yeah. So keep your eyes on that, and yeah, man, thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate
Good show.
It. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he hit it out the park with that. We discussed that very big on Monday, that 250, and yesterday it danced around it, and today, again, you had that overnight commitment to it above that 250. So let's see it hold there tomorrow. You know, I think it dances above it, but I think he's absolutely right. You know, if more money comes in tomorrow because of this situation, you go higher here. You definitely go higher here on PES. And again, we're still watching oil. Skills got to stay above the 52s, 53s, where it is right now, still doing very, very well. So many oil stocks looking really good right now, and the buys who got in, again, following that mantra of buy low, sell high, and buying when everybody else doesn't want it. I mean, I'm looking at ExxonMobil, you know, and some of these Exxon calls and some of these USO calls that, you know, a couple months ago nobody wanted. Now all of a sudden we're seeing volatility show up in some of these plays and making guys a lot of money. All right, who were buying when nobody wanted it. All right. So VIX selling off, VXX, if you want to play that one, or the VIX, whatever it is that you like to play. Volatility, you know, disappearing as we have equities now going back and running again. We got fooled a little bit earlier. end of the week last week, as well as Monday. But as you can see here, going back bearish. So either, again, this is only going to be either this is a bull trap, or we're, you know, back to what we were doing day after day. You know, gains on gains on gains. All right. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Great show. Great show. As always, awesome ticker. Put it into the chat room today. Africa Emporium, ATL Trader. Artzine Airbrush. Let me see. NAK. I haven't looked at NAK in a while. Yeah, look at that. NAK coming back below that 185. God damn. Phil Abel. Oh boy Peach. Joe Silva. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, looking good though. Diabetes care. Desert Edge. Andrew Gladys. Ricardo Joseph. Tony Johnson. Cali Girl. Stock God. All the people who watch my show. Truckers. Eban R. Michael B. Who else was in here? Sub-Zero Dollar. Legendary 8s. Bose M. Thank you, sir. Cool Cats. Who else? I hope I meet all you guys. Some of you guys have been watching my show since like episode like 10, man. I'll definitely plan on meeting some of you guys in real life. So I need to know for myself why the hell you guys watch my show so faithfully. But I appreciate every single one of you. Edwin Iglesias. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Maurice Jones. Thank you, sir. TJ the Great. Thank you, sir. Press that like button. Yeah, y'all press that like button for our brother, because he ain't going to donate $1, so donate a like. You know, with that being said, I'm out of here, folks. Take care. See you tomorrow.